afternoon, folks, and welcome to Pod Racing. This week we are on Ord Ibana. We are on the course The Abyss. We are, as I mentioned in the previous episode, we are on the Invitational circuit. These are so much worse, so much harder, so much longer, and so much faster than any races we have yet seen. This particular race is particularly daunting because it requires racers to be more about precision and maneuverability than speed. We are following Alderbito, who is of course the track favorite on Ando Prime from the amateur circuit. Now, theoretically his maneuverability will be good because he's used to the iced planet. The track favorite for this one is Bozzy Baranta, who was once Gazgano's pit crew, and then he branched out for himself on the amateur circuit, and he did quite well for himself. We've already seen him in action, folks, but let us go back to Alderbito. His engines are huge, they are massive, and theoretically he knows what he is doing. Right out of the gate, he has boosted. This track actually focuses on, it actually has a upper and lower track, which you can see right off the gate. Alderbito has already landed on the lower track. He's bounced back up to the upper track. Oh, but he crashed, folks. That came up. His return to the upper track was so hard that he managed to smash himself. He crashed, and he is now set on the lower track. And of course, folks, that means he has to loop through the main thing. It adds a whole section of track for him that the other racers will not have to do, and you can see him dropping in scores right away. He was in first right off the bat. Bozzy Baranta is in first. Sebulba, as in the previous race, is in second, catching all his opponents on fire as we saw in the championship. But, oh my gosh, Alderbito is not doing well. His maneuverability for the ice planet is not translating well to the maneuverability needed for the Clouds City of Ord Ibana. He is now past that section that's really tricky. He's taken a few little bit of shortcuts. He's now in 9th, 8th. Oh, he tried to take 8th. He tried to take 8th, but he took it too close to the opponent, and he clipped one of his engines. That put him back in 12th. He clipped it again. He is not doing well, folks. This is not a pretty race. This race itself is so tricky to get right for these pod racers. Again, they don't practice these races. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going to happen to them. That first lap tends to be a bit of a warm-up for them. And for Alderbito, it is not a good warm-up, and it matters critically because that warm-up actually matters to their ranking. We can see that he's holding off Clegg Holdfast for the position of 10th. He wasn't first at the beginning of that first lap. Here he is. Oh, folks, he has not figured out that it's not about speed. He has not figured out that it's about maneuverability. Now, while his engine should be more about that, more about the maneuverability, more about the turning, he just hasn't worked that out yet, folks. So, of course, he is now in 12th. He is in dead last. We can see that Bozzy Baranta, Alderbito cannot make these turns. For some reason, these turns are not working out well for him. He is now so solidly in 12th. I'm not sure there's any hope for him for the rest of the race to go beyond 12th. He has just crashed too many times. Bozzy Baranta is now clearly in the lead. Clegg Holdfast is holding on. Oh my gosh, folks, he has passed Clegg Holdfast and whoever is in 11th. I don't know who's in 11th. Maybe you do, but Alderbito has managed to catch up. Even though he managed to catch that low track, he is now seen in 12th. He is now past someone else. Slide Paramita is in 12th. Clegg Holdfast is in 11th. Alderbito is in 10th. Oh my gosh, folks, this is very exciting. Team Topaglise is in 9th. He has just finished that second lap. Bozzy Baranta is about halfway done with his third lap. Team Topaglise is so far ahead. At this point, we are now just watching Alderbito, hoping that he'll beat out this last pack of losers. Oh my gosh. And Alderbito's engine, of course, is smashed up. He's having trouble keeping his engine in repair based on the fact that he just keeps on hitting those walls. This is not working out for him, folks. This is an embarrassing race for Alderbito, Clegg Holdfast, and Slide Paramita. Slide Paramita, of course, coming in second in the last race, but it was his chosen course. He was the track favorite, so we can forgive Slide Paramita for being more at home under the ice than above the clouds. Clegg Holdfast, I honestly don't remember anything about him. Alderbito, he's used to ice. Maybe he's expecting to slide into these turns more. He has not figured out that that upper track is the way to go. And of course, he just can't make that turn that he gets, that you have to take when you take that lower track. But maybe, just maybe, he can make up for it on these other parts. See, he just passed. He is now back in 10th. He is now 9th. He is in 9th. Maybe he can hold it off. He is actually holding off Arc Bumpy Roos. Where did Arc Bumpy Roos come from? He's probably been a part of the pack the whole time. But regardless, he is in 10th. He is holding them off. Clegg Holdfast has managed to jump ahead of the entire pack. And now it's a question of, can Alderbeetle make 10th rather than 9th? I am not sure he can, but we can always hope for Alderbeetle. Again, folks, maybe Alderbeetle is not where you put your money. I hope Alderbeetle is not where you put your money. We like to follow each and every racer as we can, when we can. Unfortunately, this is just not a good showing for either Alderbeetle, Slide Paramita, or Clegg Holdfast. Here we have Alderbeetle coming in for the final ramp, for the final sprint. He is in 10th. He's barely holding off on those other guys, and boom, he is in 10th. Alderbeetle has managed to make it 10th, folks. He is in 10th. He did pretty well. I know I would never want to race on this course. It is a nasty course. It is one of the worst ones I could ever think of racing on. But, folks, you still have to race it well. You still have to do well. And Alderbeetle just wasn't there tonight. We have next week, we have the Gauntlet, which is on Uvu 4, the Prisoner Moon. I hope you all will join me there next week. It is very exciting. As you all know, we have anti-gravity, we have turbines, we have the moon's core. It is very fascinating, and I hope you all will join us next week. Good night, and good luck.